So last year, Jaguar attempted to do a rebrand and they dropped this commercial. It sparked controversy and they received a lot of backlash. So in return, they end up damaging their brand's value and reputation. It resulted in their sales dropping over 97% in Europe. So that got me to wondering, what if there's a way I can use AI to create a commercial that stays true to Jaguar's brand? So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how I created this commercial for Jaguar. From using AI to come up with the initial scenes, then turning around and turning those scenes into images, then turn around and using AI to generate the videos, then putting everything together and adding music and sound effects. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to backtrack through all the steps that I took, and it was actually a lot because I had to keep making adjustments to my prompts. So I did use MidJourney to generate mostly all of my images, but I did use Imagen 4 to help me generate the images of the actual car, of the Jaguar. Just because when I compared it to MidJourney, it looked more realistic and Google was able to get the details better. Now, when it comes to animating the scenes, I mostly did use MidJourney, but I also did use Seedance when it came to animating the car. So initially, I did try to use MidJourney for everything from creating the pictures and the scenes into animating those scenes. But I noticed sometimes those animations didn't come out how I wanted them to. They didn't look realistic. So that's when I decided to start trying to use other AI tools. But what I'm finding is certain tools work better for specific outcomes you're trying to get, and you can use others to fill in the gap. So in this case, MidJourney worked the best when it came to generating the actual image of a black Jaguar. And Imagen 4 worked best when it came to generating an image of the Jaguar car. Same thing applied when it came to creating all the videos. MidJourney worked the best for animating the scenes with the black Jaguar. Then for movement of the actual car, Seedance worked the best. I'm going to retrace my steps, but I'm going to make it in a format that's more digestible and understandable for you so it flows well. This did take a lot of prompting and reprompting because I went through and I made a bunch of adjustments. All right, so I actually started off with a question. I asked ChatGPT, do you know about Jaguar's failed rebrand attempt in 2024 and the controversy behind it? Just to provide it with some initial context of what we're trying to do. So it searched the web and brought up information about what happened with Jaguar's failed rebrand. So it showed me what happened, the controversy behind it, why it failed, and then it also brought up all these different news articles. So then the next thing I did was I came to MidJourney and I reviewed all these prompting guidelines. So MidJourney goes into detail of how to create the best prompt and get the best output. So I took these prompting tips and tricks and I screenshotted them. So then I also did this for the parameter list. So parameters allow you to do things like control how the size of your image comes out. So as you can see right here, here's a parameter and it says AR, which stands for aspect ratio, and then it says 16 by 19. So you'll use this if you want to have an image that's optimized for a platform like YouTube. So they have this full parameter list and it goes into the different details of the things you can control. I also took this and I screenshotted it. So then I came back into ChatGPT and I uploaded these screenshots. So the reason why we're doing this is because ChatGPT will understand how to give us the best image prompts to create our scenes in MidJourney. So then I gave it this prompt. You're the ultimate MidJourney prompt expert. Your goal is to create prompts that will generate stunning images based on the guidelines provided. I'm going to tell you what I want to create and you make the adjustments. So now ChatGPT has context on how to generate the best prompts for MidJourney that we're going to turn around and use for our scenes. Okay, so now ChatGPT understands the failed Jaguar rebrand, and it also understands how to create the best prompts for MidJourney. We can now start generating the prompts for our scenes that are going to create our commercial. Okay, so I'm going to read you the prompt, and it may take some time, but bear with me because I want you to understand how important it is that you be as detailed as possible when it comes to creating these prompts for these commercials. So the prompt goes, you are a creative director. We are creating a high-end 30-second cinematic commercial for Jaguar that redefines the brand's identity and visually surpasses their 2024 rebrand. The commercial must tell a cohesive and emotionally resonant story that captures the essence of luxury, exclusiveness, and elusiveness. It should portray Jaguar as a brand that is untamed, yet refined, with a presence that is bold, primal, and elegant. A machine that moves, not just with engineering, but with instinct. The concept blends scenes of the Jaguar F-Type R75 with a real black Jaguar, using the animal as a symbolic representation of the car's power, elegance, and agility. Throughout the commercial, we juxtapose stillness with intensity and speed with grace, creating a rhythm that mirrors natural instinct. The visual tone must be cinematic and immersive, with rich contrast, photorealistic rendering, dramatic lighting, color consistency, and intentional pacing. Camera work should include a mix of tight close-ups, dynamic motion tracking, low-angle reveals, and wide cinematic silhouettes. All scenes are grounded with MidJourney image prompts that serve as a starting frame for animation. These frames are then animated with MidJourney or Seedance, ensuring the motion always begins from the still image and builds with purpose. Motion control is critical. Slower controlled sequences are used for tension and presence, while high motion shots deliver energy and raw force. Story unfolds in scenes that include a close-up of the Jaguar's eyes, headlights activating like a heartbeat, traveling through fog, slow car approach on desert roads, synchronized chase shots of both the car and the animal, primal roar, and a final hero shot of the Jaguar and car silhouetted together against twilight. Micro scenes are included where needed to preserve flow, and every visual is designed to feel elevated, intentional, and emotionally charged. All right, so now that we have our prompt, we're just going to copy it. Then we're going to come back to ChatGPT, and then we're going to paste it. So once we do this, we have all our scenes generated. Then we can take those scenes and we can go to MidJourney, and then we can create the images. Okay, so now we have 7 different scenes, and it tells a story. So we have the Jaguar's eyes. Then we have the headlights pulse in the car. Then we have our fog walk, the desert approach, the chase, the roar, and the final silhouette. So what I was aiming to do was a juxtaposition and a parallel of the black Jaguar and the actual Jaguar car. So these scenes reflect that. Now, one small update to make is we're going to say should be V7, not V6. And the reason that we're saying that is because MidJourney is now in version 7. So we want to use the most up-to-date version. So then we're going to come to MidJourney and we're going to paste it. So then if you select create, you can see your image being made. And we have these 4 different close-ups of the Jaguar's eyes. So now we can scroll through and we can see which one we like the best. So as you can see, it's following our prompt accurately. So it just says a close-up of a real black Jaguar's eyes, intense golden glow reflecting light, dramatic cinematic lighting, extreme details, dark shadows, photorealistic. So now let's just say this is the photo that we want to use. We can come here to the bottom right and then we can hit animate image and we can do this automatically. Now for this choice, I'm going to select low motion because we don't want this first scene to have a lot of motion in it. We want it to be slowed and controlled. So after you hit animate, you just sit back and wait. And the images don't take that long to animate either. And the cool thing is you can do it automatically so you don't have to type in a prompt every time you animate an image. Okay, so now we have these 4 different animations we can choose from. So I'm going to go with this one right here. So you would just find the one that you like the best and then you can come and you can download it. All right, so now we have scene 2. So I can come and I can copy this prompt for scene 2. Now I can come back into MidJourney and I can paste that prompt. So the prompt is Jaguar F-Type R75 headlights, turning on in darkness, cinematic low angle, desert backdrop, dust particles in the air, warm backlighting, photorealism. So the purpose of this is to match the Jaguar's eyes. So we would just find the best photo that we like, then we can animate it. So let's just say that we want to go with this image right here. We would come down to the right hand side and then we would click animate image, low motion. Okay, so now we have these 4 different animations to choose from. Okay, so one of the issues I noticed with MidJourney, when it comes to animating images of cars, it usually makes them move for some reason. And in this scene, we wanted it to be a still shot of the car with it actually not moving. So that's one of the reasons I used Seedance instead of MidJourney when it came to animating images of the car. Now, another thing I noticed when it comes to generating images of cars in MidJourney is that they kind of give you a generic image of a car instead of the specific car that you ask for. I figured it'd be better to use Imagen 4 when it comes to generating images of the Jaguar F-Type. Imagen 4 just gets the details better and it makes the car look more realistic. So I came into ChatGPT and I said, I need you to generate a prompt for Imagen 4 that generates a hyper-realistic black convertible Jaguar F-Type R75 with details. So it created the prompt for me, but then I specified that we need to keep the same details to get a consistent image, but now we need a front silhouette and a shadow, cool ambient light from above with sharp outlines. So that's actually what's going to represent the first scene of our car. So I took this prompt and I copied it. I came to Google DeepMind, hit try and whisk, then I pasted the prompt. Then I pasted the prompt and generated the image. Okay, so one thing I noticed is when I generated the initial prompt and the scenes were created, there needed to be some micro scenes to better help transition between the scenes and help the story flow better. I actually made adjustments and added in some more scenes. So now this is what we have. So I just took all these prompts, mostly for the black Jaguar, and copied them, then went to MidJourney and pasted them. So in the end, this is what all the scenes look like that were generated for me using MidJourney. Now, I still did use MidJourney for some car scenes, but they were the scenes where the car was less visible. And as you can see, I generated some images and animations multiple times. And I also threw in some more scenes, and I also threw in some additional scenes to make everything flow well. So here you can see me generating the initial images for the car, but some of these I didn't use. Like I said before, I just went with Imagen 4 to actually generate most images of the car because they provided better consistency and they were more realistic. But this right here is the stalking scene, so I went with this image right here. And then I animated it. Once the scenes for the animations look good, I came here and I downloaded it. So I just did that for all the remaining scenes I wanted to use in MidJourney. As you can see, this is a chase, and the animations may not always come out right, so you may need to regenerate them again. Alright, so after I generated all my images and animated them in MidJourney, and remember, most of them were just for the black Jaguar, they needed to come and generate the images and the videos for the Jaguar car. Now remember, this black Jaguar symbolizes the Jaguar F-Type R75, but it's also juxtaposed against it. So to make it simple, anytime we have a scene of the animal Jaguar, we need a scene to pair with it of the car. So this is what I'm talking about. In scene 1, we have the eyes. So this is the eyes of the black Jaguar. So now we need to pair that with the eyes of the car. So these scenes are always going to be matching and balancing each other out. So for scene 3, we have the stalk, which is the Jaguar stalking its prey. So then we need to have a car scene of the Jaguar slowly driving as if it's stalking something. In scene 5, we have the chase, so the Jaguar is sprinting, so we need to have the car driving fast. So then we need to have the car driving fast. And the same applies for the rest of the scenes. Alright, so now to get a scene with the eyes of the car, we're going to use Imagen 4, but I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me prompt it. So one thing to pay attention to is I'm specifying what type of Jaguar it is, so we have some image consistency throughout all the scenes that involve the car. So I took this prompt and I copied it. Then I came into Imagen 4 and I pasted it, and these are the 2 images I got. So once I found the image that I liked the most, I came here and I downloaded it. Now the same went for the other scenes. Alright, so after we generated all the scenes for the images that involve the car, we need to animate them. And we're going to use Seedance to animate them, but I used ChatGPT to help me create the animation prompts. So I copied the animation prompt. Then I came into Replicate and I selected Seedance 1 Pro as a video model. Then I pasted the prompt and I uploaded the image from Imagen 4. I kept the video at 5 seconds long, and then I left the aspect ratio at 16:9. Then I hit run. So then I downloaded the video. Then I did the same exact thing for the next scene. So once I had all my videos downloaded from MidJourney and Seedance, I came into CapCut and I uploaded all the videos. So then I came into this website called Artlist and I searched for some cinematic music. So this is the song I end up going with. So then I downloaded the song. So then I came back into CapCut and cut the scenes down and made them adjust to the music. So I also threw in some sound effects to make the video feel real. So I'm going to put the final version of the video on screen. Y'all let me know what you think. Alright y'all, so that's it for today's video. If you found it helpful, be sure to drop a comment or share this with a friend. So ultimately, my goal is to teach you how to master different AI tools so you can use them to get ahead in life. So I'll catch y'all next time and stay tuned for the next video.